Yes, we are live. Thank you and welcome to our first show for Support. Yeah. And I want to say a thank you to the admins, by the way, because we share the show everywhere. So all the admins that have accepted it, thank you so much. Just to explain, this is our first show, and we're going to be talking about exactly what Support a Port is all about. But before I carry on, I need to introduce our guests. We have the fellow cruise amigos. We have Chili and we have John. Hi, Chili. Hi, John.
Hello.
Hello.
You can
Hello.
talk. And I'm so happy to have on our show today, we have the lovely Melissa from Cruise Shop Save, and who's coming on. She's come on board and she's going to help us with Support a Port. A very brief idea. Support a Port is actually about the people in a port. It's supporting the people in ports that we cruise to. And I'm gonna let Chili explain exactly what we're trying to do. So Chili, please tell everybody what Support a Port is all about from your point of view, please.
All right. From my point of view, we talked about this for some time on what we could do to help people that were suffering so badly with the pandemic in the cruise industry. We've all wanted to be on cruises and couldn't this year. But we've kind of came to the conclusion that some of the people that are hurting the most and are going to continue to be hurting with the new protocols that the cruise lines that have developed as far as excursions go, are some of our best friends in the ports that have served us well all these many years. Prime example, and I talked about this several times, Nassau. I love to get off the ship in Nassau. I don't do excursions per se, but I like to get off and go have a cocktail or a lunch, or maybe take a hop on, hop off bus tour kind of thing. I'll enjoy those. But the major excursions to the touristy kind of things, it's just not my style. But in Nassau, I love to get off and I stop by the straw market, which everybody's walked through that straw market in Nassau, probably like me 20 times. But there's a booth there and the lady makes the most scrumptious pina coladas. And I love to get off the boat. That's where I go first. I go right straight to her booth and have me a pina colada. And I'll sit there and chat with her for maybe an hour. To chat with her and some of the other guys in the booth there in the straw market and carry on conversations with them. And then maybe I'll go someplace else, or maybe I'll just get back on the boat. Those people have no income through all of this. And if the excursions continue like we're looking like they are, where everybody's got to be in a bubble, the cruise lines are not going to let people get off the boat and go to like the straw market.
Yeah.
So these people it's going to be an ongoing thing on them suffering financially. So we came up with the idea of Support a Port, where you can make donations as you want. It doesn't matter the amount. It doesn't matter how often. It can be done once. It can be done regularly. It doesn't matter. And name a specific port that it goes to. Now, I have just today donated to 2 ports. I made a donation to Nassau, and the reason I did it was because of the lady with the pina coladas. Now, I am in no way saying that we need to make a donation to her. When we get $100 for that port or more, the decision will be made as to where that money can best be utilized, best be spent in the given port in Nassau. So I picked Nassau simply because of that lady, because I love her to death. That doesn't mean she's going to get money, but then it's a possibility. I mean, it could be that who knows? We're trying to get help where it's needed the most in the ports. The other one I picked was Port Canaveral. And that's only because in my almost 50 years of cruising now, I've sailed out of Port Canaveral more than any other port. So I just said, well, okay, there's a U.S. port. I'm going to support that as well. So I made a donation to Port Canaveral. That's a small idea of what we're going to do. As I go on, if when we get back to cruising, and I think this is going to continue on into the future, the days where I would normally get off at a port, I'm going to try to donate the same amount of money that I would normally spend. So let's say if I would get off on most of our Caribbean cruise ports, and I'd go someplace and have a couple cocktails, and I'd have a lunch, and maybe take a $20 hop on, hop off bus tour. So maybe I spend $50 for the day for that port. Since I can't do any of that when the ship I'm on stops at that port because it can only be a bubble excursion, I'm going to make a donation to that port at that time. So that's on down the road, but that's my plans for in the future. But for now, we'd love to get enough money to a bunch of ports to help some folks maybe by Christmas. That would be terrific.
Thank you, Chili. What we would like to start off with, this is brand new. This is a soft launch. This is explaining what we're trying to do. Next Sunday, we're going to have the big launch, yeah? And we want as many people to come on the show as possible, yeah? But please, for the moment, like our page. The most important thing is to like our page and please share our page out there. So the ports that Chili is looking to support himself, as you said, is Port Canaveral and to Nassau. I know we have quite a few friends, Chili, that are going to support your ports. So just to let you know, John will explain how you do that. You can support as many ports as you want. And we have a website out there. If you go to our page, it's linked to our page. It's the pinned post. So John, can you please explain to people, if they do want to make a donation, exactly how they can do that, please?
It's really easy. Whatever of our pages, the Cruise Amigos or Cruises for Solos, kind of anything that you're on that has anything to do with us, there's always going to be a banner on that page. And that's going to take you out to our website. And the reason that we're doing that is the website is the one collection point where there's one donation point. So we're not like connecting money through Facebook or through another place or through this or that. It's one place. It's where we have the least cost. There's always a charge if you use your credit card. Don't be fooled. We get hit, to use your credit card, as every merchant does. That's why if you buy a Mercedes, don't use your credit card. So same thing. If you want to donate the price for Mercedes to us, give us a call. But separate from that, so who laughed? Okay, which one of you laughed? I heard that. Oh,
Me.
Chili, of course. Okay. But anyway, just making a joke. But the point is it's very straightforward. Any information we collect from you, we are never going to sell it, use it. We may send you a message once in a while. That really the reason we need information from you is in case there's a problem with your transaction, so that we can contact you and to verify you. And of course, we want to be able to say thank you and to let you know, because as Chili pointed out, we're kind of doing it in 3-figure increments. And, maybe for some of the ports, they'll go way past 3 figures relatively quickly. And that's really awesome. But there might be, a little port somewhere that doesn't get up to 3 figures ever. And at some point after a year or so, we'll just call it and, ship a little help somewhere down there where we can. But the idea is that each time we get an increment, we have contacts, and that's why the 4th person in our picture here, if this was Hollywood Squares, we'd have made her center square here, just like Whoopi Goldberg, but we can't do that with this software. But what?
She also looks better than we do. So,
well, there is that benefit. She's half of any one of our ages. So, for God's sakes.
You're so right, John. You're so right. The 4th person, as you said. Thank you, John, for that. And it's really easy, and we'll explain more about that, how to do it. John has done an incredible job, by the way, getting this all together, in literally a couple of weeks. It's taken 2 or 3 weeks. Just unbelievable, and it's all done correctly. It's all done legally. It's all done officially. We are official. We are official registered in America. But the one thing we really are going to need help with more than anything else is getting the funds that cruisers donate to the right people. And we are so pleased to have with us today Melissa from Cruise Shop Save, and thank you, Emma, so much for from Emma Cruises for putting us together. Wonderful lady, because we explained to Emma what we were doing, and she said, I know a lovely lady who's trying to do something as well to help these people in the ports. So Melissa, please tell everybody about what you do and about how we can help the people in the ports and why they need so much help, please.
Okay, well, so for 25 years, I worked in the cruise industry. I used to help people shop ashore, spend their money ashore. But we would find authentic businesses that sold excellent product. Oftentimes it was indigenous, it was made there. And so over 25 years, I've made lots of friends in all the cruise ship destinations in Alaska, Caribbean, the river cruise destinations as well. And we've had these amazing shopping programs. And of course, when you go to these places, you realize that they need the cruise ships. That is the only way they make money. There's not much else there, depending on where it is in the world. But, they really rely on the cruise ships for the tour operators, for jobs, for all the retail locations, the cafes, the taxi drivers, and, it goes on and on and on. And so when all this happened, as we were watching the news unfold, I thought, well, I have to do something. So I started a website called cruiseshopsave.com. And if you go there, basically, there's got lots of information about the cruise ship destinations. So you can download maps, coupons and things like that for when we go back. But then I decided that I would start an e-commerce side of it. And then, as you said, Pete, we got introduced by the amazing Emma Cruises, and she put us together. And when you were talking to me, I was like, of course, this is such a great idea. Support a port. This charity, which is what it is. We're asking people that are stuck at home at the moment. We can't cruise. And these wonderful communities, your community, the Cruise Amigos, the Solos, everyone in these groups, Emma Cruises has got her community. We're all trying to uplift each other. And this is such a great idea to form this charity. But we were talking and we were saying, how do we, what do we do with the money when we receive it? So you get to say which port, you donating the money to, and then we will link up with with local people there to make sure the money is spent, correctly the other end, right?
Absolutely. This is actually all about cruisers, funny enough. Yeah. It's about the cruising industry giving something back in many ways, but it's not about us. It's not about the admins of groups. It's not about bloggers and influencers. It's actually going to really, if this is going to work, and we really hope it does for the people, it's about you, the cruisers out there helping. So we're calling for everyone in the cruising family to get involved, please. Like our page, share what we do. Influencers out there, you influencers and bloggers out there, please get involved. If you want us to come on your show and explain about what we're doing, we are there. It's so important. For me, it's actually more important down the road. All these people you talked about, Melissa, have been affected with obviously what's happening at the moment. But when we resume cruising, which we will do, and we can't wait to get back on the ship, the biggest problem, as Chili mentioned, is the bubbles. That the excursions at the beginning are going to be organized only excursions, as MSC do at the moment, because they need to keep a bubble for safety reasons, which means if you're a vendor, if you're anyone in that local port, you're not going to get any help whatsoever. So even when we start cruising again, we need to think about these people. We need to show these people in the ports out there that we care about them. We really do. And so we're just asking everybody to get involved, to please donate, whatever you can do, and please share what we're doing. It's really important. And one of the things we're looking to doing is that next Sunday we're going to have the live launch show, and hopefully a lot of our friends are going to come on the show, and talk about it and give us some support about it as well. Hopefully they're going to support, which would be fantastic, And then the following Sunday, on the Cruise Amigo show again, on here, we're going to do our first sort of support port party, really, and we're looking to feature one of the ports from Alaska. And for instance, Emily just actually said maybe we could have Lady Moore on the show to talk about ports in Alaska. Emily, you read our mind, you know, lady, you know, yeah, I'll be, you know, we want to do shows to support and feature particular ports, you know, and raise money for those local people. And Lady is in Alaska. She's going to know who needs help. And Melissa, you know someone from Alaska as well, don't you, that needs help?
You know, the thing about Alaska that I don't know if people realize, but when the cruise ships are there for 5 months, it's because it has shortened the season. It used to be 6 months and it's shortened to 5. They need to make a year's worth of money within that time. They need to make that money within 5 months, and that was completely wiped out, completely cancelled. And they have to wait now until May 2021 to start trading again and to open up for the cruise ships. So yeah, Alaska's a great port, a great destination to start off, and I can't wait.
There are so many all around the world. You know, I've now got a couple of ports that I want to feature myself at some point down the line. I've got my local port, Southampton, because my mum was born there, my family come from there, and that's my local port to cruise from. And another port I'd love to help is Piraeus, Athens. It's the first time I ever went there on holiday. Well, I was actually working years ago, many moons ago, my first ever trip abroad. You know, I want to say hi to the Tyler Show, by the way. Hi, you know, Tyler, invite us onto your show, Tyler. We'll be more than happy to explain about what we're trying to do. It's trying to help people, isn't it, John?
That's exactly what it is. But we're trying to help people, like sort of direct from you to them. You know, if you look at the big charitable foundations in the United States, they have a giant machine, and they have to have that. You know, the Red Cross has buildings and people and trucks and you know, they've got warehouses full of equipment, and it takes a whole lot of money to just make that work, so that when you donate $1 to get something to the other end. And I respect that. Some people, you know, are really angry at that, you know, I give $100, but a few dollars get to the other end. I don't necessarily think that's bad, because for what they do, that's what it takes. You got to have a big machine that's ready to go at a moment's notice when there's a tragedy somewhere. That's like Katrina that we had, and the Salvation Army, the same kind of thing. But we're on the other end of that kind of a scale. Our goal is to get literally as close to every dollar that comes through here. Obviously, we have costs, like, you know, they charge us to use the credit card. There's charges for little things like that we're going to do. But the 3 guys you see here are not in this to, you know, take a salary and big administrators of a foundation or something. We're doing this out of the goodness of our heart. We want to make this work. We are appreciative, and we only decided to do this because we felt that the other cruisers that we know are like us. We don't think that we're unusual. We think that at least the cruisers that I run into on, and I kind of cruise between America and Europe. That's my run. Everybody's kind of got their run. But I'm telling you, the people on the ships that I cruise on, I think are like me. They're good people. They maybe didn't get hurt as bad in this virus thing as we know that others have. And there might be a few extra pennies here and there. And by pennies, I mean, you know, a penny in the old days is now a few dollars. We're not asking for the world, but collectively, we're hoping to put together some money that we can send over, and, you know, a little food, helping somebody get the clothes they need for school. It's not going to be, you know, change the world kind of things, but hopefully it's a little showing that cruisers have an appreciation for what you did. Chile said it best. These folks have been serving us, sometimes their parents and grandparents, for uncountable years and uncountable hours. And they're there, rain or shine, the boat comes in, and they have a happy face on, and the Jamaican drums are playing, and they're there for us. And this is our turn to, you know, share a little bit back. And that's what we're saying. Let's share a little bit back.
And Sonny says, you know, we have to help these people in the ports because it's unique, you know. I mean, and it's up to you out there. It's up to our fellow cruisers out there to get this out there as much as possible. You know, we need help. You know, we need your help to do this. We can't do it ourselves. You know, I've tried sharing it, and some admins don't allow us to share it. We need your help to do this. It's really important. So please share what we're doing. And for instance, if you've got any help any help is fantastic. Sunny has helped us. Just to let you know, guys, Sunny has offered to help us with data. No, she can help us with data. Something that I'm absolutely useless with. Because as this grows, we're going to need all that. And so I'll be talking to Sunny next week. So any help you out there can give us is fantastic. It really is. Melissa.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit then. I'm so sorry.
You've drawn her in, Pete. She's just like.
Yes, I mean, I'm in a group. In this group, we have all the retailers and the brands from the destinations, and we're keeping each other up to date with what's going on in the ports. And each week I try to call my old clients to see how they're doing, and most of them are doing fine. Most of them are just getting on with business, and they're just, well, I say getting on with business. They're doing other things. They're trying to take their business online. They're trying to sell products, which is something I'm trying to help them with. E-commerce, for example. So even though people can't travel, they can still order these amazing destinational products, and e-commerce is not natural to them, because they used to have 3 or 4 ships would come in, and many of them didn't even have a website. They didn't need one. They were that right there. Everybody watching this must remember St. Martin, getting off the ship and that fabulous new dock, and there were all the beautiful stores, and you could shop an hour before, and there was a great bar for chili right in the middle. Chili's bar. St. Thomas, all of them. Just the atmosphere when you used to get off the ships was great. And we definitely need to help them. Yes,
we do, and we need your help out there to, as I said, share what we do, get it out there. So next Sunday is our launch day as such. This is kind of introducing ourselves, what we're trying to do, and next Sunday we want to launch. I'm hoping that some of the influencers that we work with, please come on the show. If you can, anything you can do to help us, please come on the show. We invite you to come on the show. If you want to give us any kind of support, please come on the show. Yeah, please tell all your friends. Next Sunday we're going to launch this properly. We're going to try to raise funds next Sunday. The following Sunday we'll start our first individual shows. We just need as many likes as we can get. Sorry, Chili.
But so everybody knows, I mean, this is a soft launch. Everything is up and running. If you would like to donate to a port, please do so. Go to the supportaport.com and just follow the the thing. Click on it and go right to the donate page. It works. We'd love to have you do that and give money to any port you want anywhere in the world. We'll take care of it.
There's already quite a few donations, you told me, Chili.
Well, we've gotten a couple. Yeah. And we will be upfront about everything. You'll be able to see which ports are getting, are having donations. And the most important thing is, at the other end, we want to show you where the money's going. We want to show you the people who benefit from this, which is really important. And and we look forward to working with you, Melissa, on that. It's so important to do that.
I'm looking forward to it too.
So I want to say, unless John, Chili, Melissa, have you got anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I think that what we're dividing up here, and just to make the difference, and Melissa kind of brought it home, is that some of the people that she's working with are in a business where they can move it over to e-commerce, and we're going to work with her and try to bring to our audience the ability to help them in that way, that you can exchange goods for money. You can buy some of these things that you might look at in a port and pick up. But then there's the other group of people, you can't exchange a conga dance over the internet. Well, I guess you can on some websites, but generally you can't exchange a conga dance, or a Chili's pina colada, over I tried to order one once and it was soupy.
The straw is terrible.
The straw, and there was little green stuff floating on it. I mean, it did not work. And so, there's a whole bunch of people that are unfortunately geographically locked into wherever they are. They can't move their services or the goods or whatever they do to another platform, like Melissa's trying to do with the people that can do that. And we're that's kind of our partnership. We're going to try and help that side with our audience. And she's helping us reach the audience that can't do those things. And those are the people that we're reaching out to. Thank you, Tyler, very much. So So, you know, you think that, and this is not to discount the people who listen to us who have also been hurt and touched by what's going on here. You know, our church is just trying to reach out. Another church in town brought in semi-loads of food, and they put a mixture together in a box. It had a gallon of milk and some meat and vegetables and protein and carbohydrates and things, and just said, you know, come and take it. It doesn't matter what you think your status in the community is. Come and get a box for your neighbor. Get 2 boxes for your neighbors. You know, because they know there are people that are out there that are saying, well, I just couldn't be seen in that line. You know, I can't do that. This is not a time to be that person. If you need help, reach out to your neighbor. If you're hungry, you know, reach out. And that's what we're just trying to get a little bit out to the people that we can from our friends, because I can, you know, and this is how I met Pete. And I know that that's how others meet up. You know, you sit down, the Epic's my ship. It is, by the way, I don't know if you guys know, but it is actually my ship. But you know, you go to I don't go into the cigar lounge itself, but the bar that's out in front of the cigar lounge, it's got real comfortable chairs. You go and you sit down and you only got to wait 2 minutes and somebody else is going to sit down by you. And I'm telling you, at the end of the night, they're just best friends. They know about me. I know about them. We bitch about some people that we know back wherever we come from. We share good times, and it's a communication that I don't find here in Crookston, Minnesota. And I love it. And that's why sailing, cruising is so important to me. And I know it is to the other people that I meet. I could go on for hours, but let's give it back to Pete and you direct.
Yeah. So Chili, Melissa, I've been talking a lot. I do apologize. I do that quite a bit. Yeah.
Actually, you've been pretty good today, Pete. You haven't been near as boring as usual.
We're almost to the ship.
I'm proud of you.
Don't you think, Chili? We're almost to the ship.
He's almost there. Yeah. It's in sight. He hasn't gotten to the gangway yet.
And I apologize to new listeners, but Pete gave us an hour-long journey once. It was one of the greatest shows we've ever done, but it was his first voyage, and we realized 30 minutes into the show that we hadn't gotten to the ship yet. So it's a running gag that we have on the show here, and so
it is.
It was great.
I want to say, in that case, I just want to say thank you, John. Beautifully said. It really was. Chili, thank you so much. We know what you're going through. So Chili, you know, wonderful. We're going to support your ports as well, very much so. But I really want to say a huge thank you to Melissa for getting involved, because when we talked about doing this, and when I got to speak to Melissa, because Emma put us together, and we spoke for about an hour, didn't we? You know, the next day. And it gave me so much confidence that what we're doing is actually the right thing. And with all your experience and your contacts in these ports, I know with the fantastic hearts of the cruising community that we are going to make a difference for some people. So thank you, everybody. We will launch properly next Sunday. I said it all before. Please like our page, get that community bigger. Please share it. Please invite your friends. And we will see you next Sunday for the big launch. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.